Welcome to the Word with Bird. Alright, back to UFC. Alright, took a little hiatus, a long hiatus, I guess, for this past weekend. I'm just, it was, I'll just say this, it was boring. So let's get right to it, and then we'll see, we're going to talk about the next UFC, alright? Alright, so UFC Fox 25, right? Alright, so the biggest things, I'll knock the biggest things out of the way, because I'm not even going to talk about every fight that happened. The two crazy things was, not even in the main card, I think, Alex Oliveira, the other cowboy, KO'd Ryan LaFleur with a mean uppercut. It was just perfectly timed. It was a beautiful walk-off KO for the cowboy. And I was on the undercard. I was on the preliminary. And then another knockout that was in the preliminary was by a dude, Eric Anders versus Rafael Natal. Alright, get this. Eric Anders was a linebacker for Alabama, and he won a national championship with them in 2009. But this dude, the funniest thing about this guy is his nickname is Ya Boy. That's what that's awesome, man. Eric, Ya Boy. That gets me. That's just, oh man. Eric Pierce, one of my friends. Hey man, your name got taken right there. Alright. Your boy knocked out Rafael Natal. That's his third loss in a row. He probably is gonna go to the pasture now. Granted, all those guys that he lost to are, well, other than Eric Anders, the other two guys that he lost to before, one being Robert Whitaker, and then the second being Tim Boetsch. So they're no scrubs. Those guys, those two are good. So I could see why maybe he put down two in a row. But then you lose to a newcomer. I don't know, man. It might be a time to go. Alright, on to the main card, to the fights that I watched that were, and you had anything. Well, I guess I am talking about. All right. So the Jimmy Rivera fight, you know what I mean? He started the fight off fresh, and then the second round he got rocked pretty bad. But then he came back in the third round and just basically wrestled dude and was able to pull off the win. Thomas Almeida. Yeah. Alright, then we got gosh dang Patrick Cummins versus Gian Villante. Patrick Cummins, dude, that dude's face takes some punches, man. I don't know what it is. He kept moving forward, so he had the aggression, and he was throwing more. It's just like anytime Gian Villante wanted to hit him, and when he would hit him, he would mess his face up. He looked bad. It looked like he went 12 rounds with Rocky, at the end of this. At the end of this fight, his face was so messed up, but he won the fight. Patrick Cummins did, and the dude looked straight up like Tom Hardy as Charles Bronson. I don't know if you ever watched that movie. It was called Bronson, but he looked like him straight up with the mustache and everything, man. And then at the end of the fight, he looked like, He looked. If Tom Hardy got beat up in The Warrior, that's how he looked like. And then, but he won just because of his aggression. And then we got, what is that? Oh yeah, the Darren Elkins and then Dennis Bermudez. This fight should have been awesome. Dennis Bermudez probably should have won this fight, but he got stupid, and then he wanted to show some flash and whatever, and he got taken down. And it cost him the fight. Like in the first round, he was winning the first round, and then he went for like a high kick or something, and then fell on the ground. The dude took his back, and wrapped him there, and he kept him, like, held him for the rest of the round. So he lost that round because he did it to himself, trying to throw some kind of crazy head kick. And then other time, like, he just kept trying to do stuff that was flashy. And, you know, instead of trying to win, I understand, you know, like, you want to impress the UFC brass. And you should, you know what I mean? That is your goal. But I think your first goal, especially if you're not getting it done within, you know, the first 30 seconds. Well, I don't know how stressed it is. You know what I mean? A fighter's game plan is a fighter's game plan. But still, you got to have a game plan to win. You can't just always go for, like, that's not a game. Well, that's not a good game plan, man. You're just going out there to knock him out. And then you're not doing anything to set him up. You know what I mean? It was just straight negligence on the part of Dennis Bermudez. Like, he just, I don't know. And only in the third round, when he started listening to his coaches, is the round that he won. Like, if he would have just, like, he could have won this fight easily. Especially, he let it go in the first round, definitely. And he tried to come back in the third round, but it was already too late because he lost the second round. So, you know, he needed to knock him out in the third round. And, like, I like him, man. He's the cheap Chad Mendes, man. He's like the poor man's Chad Mendes, Dennis Bermudez. But either way, he lost. So, Darren Elkins going to move up in the rankings. And then we got, of course, the main fight. Chris Weidman versus Kelvin Gastelum. Chris Weidman put on a clinic, man. He was beating him fairly quickly. I would say this about Kevin Gastelum. He stayed calm the whole fight. And it really showed at the end of the first round, he really was basically waiting to pick his shot. And then he did, and he rocked him. That first, man, if it wasn't for the bell, Chris Weidman would have lost again. And then he probably would be thinking about a new job because he got rocked at the end of the first round. But I still think Weidman won that round because, you know, all the work that he put in, and then, you know, he rocked Gastelum only rocked him at the very end of the round. All right, and then the second round, hey, Weidman felt his power. He did what he needed to do, took him down, you know, and then beautiful transition from whatever, like the position that he was in, right into a side choke, and got him, tapped him. And this is what I don't like. I honestly, in my opinion, I think Chris Weidman can beat Michael Bisping. And I really don't like Michael Bisping right now because of all the stuff that he did with Yoel Romero. But he, you know what I mean? If he wants to be a dirty chap, he can. You know what I mean? He can. It's you know what I mean? It's a free world for the most part, right? You can act the way whatever you want to. I don't agree with it, but whatever. He called him out. Chris Weidman did. You lost like 3 fights in a row, man. And then you win one, and then you're like, oh, yeah. Nah, man. You're not the champion. You're not the champion anymore. You got to fight people that fought for the championship. I don't know how you can go from losing those fights and think you can go right to the championship again. Like, you're not at that level. First of all, I think his jaw is going down. Yoel Romero knocked him out. And Mousasi almost knocked him out. It was a legal knee to the head. Chris Weidman would have been done had it not been for the ref's mistake to stopping the fight because, you know what I mean, I'll say this. The ref erred on the side of caution, and then, you know, he wanted to see if it was a real knee or not. So they got to implement rules in there that maybe they need to have, like, kind of like football where they have like a side judge that looks at it and be like, yeah, hey, it was legal, it was illegal, or whatever, like pause the fight and then continue on from there. But that's not what happened, and then Mousasi ended up winning by DQ, like no contest or some kind of crazy decision win. Either way, to me, it was a TKO because Chris Weidman was on his way out. And what was that? Oh yeah, and he got rocked by Kevin Gastelum. So you know what I mean? Like, his jaw is not what it used to be. So I don't think you should be calling out Michael Bisping. I don't think you've earned the title yet. It's not like you defended the title a whole bunch of times. It's not like you Anderson Silva or something. All right, now this is what I really want to talk about. I'm excited. This is should be a good weekend for the UFC. On paper, this is a very awesome fight. On paper. Right now, looking at it, you know, you got Jimmy Manuwa, banger. You got Robbie Lawler, Donald Cerrone, bangers, man. You got Tyron Woodley, Damian Maia. Yeah, Tyron Woodley when he wants to bang. But Damian Maia, sick with the submissions and the grappling. You know it's coming, but you can't stop it, man. That guy is too good. And then you got, of course, the rivalry, the storytell. John Jones, Daniel Cormier. It's going to be an awesome night. It should be. On paper, you should use your money to go buy this fight. So I'm really excited for this weekend. And as much as I like DC as a champion, he's humble. And then, for the most part, other than when he's only talking to John Jones, but he's humble. He's a good guy. He has great character, and I don't know. He ain't gonna beat John Jones, man. I know you're from Louisiana, and you're a Saints fan too, but hey, man, he ain't gonna beat John Jones. That guy is a beast, man. He's only 30 years old, and he still got some time. I don't see how he's gonna start unless the only way I see Daniel Cormier winning this fight is if he knocks out John Jones, which has never been done. That's the only way. I don't see that happening. John Jones is going to impose his will. He's going to put the fight wherever he wants it to be. Like, that's it, man. That's all there is to it. He can say this, all that, like, oh, I'm going to make the fight wherever I want it, this and that. But, I don't know, whenever he gets in this kind of shape, especially for the championship fights, I almost think he tries to get himself in so much shape that he just deflates his body, and then his muscles grow smaller. Like, I don't know. That's what I think. And Daniel Cormier is just, his power, I think his power goes away the more fit he's in for these fights. But John Jones, man, that dude, that just got power, man. And he can be in whatever fit. He's only 30 years old, so it is what it is, man. He doesn't have those kind of problems. But we'll see what happens. You guys should order it. You know what I mean? I'm going to go watch it with my buddy Philip Tang this weekend. So we'll see, man. It's going to be an awesome weekend of fights. And that was it. The Word with Bird. Take it easy.